as we think about the productivity numbers, it's really kind of a snow globe at the moment post-pandemic,
like
because we've had wild swings in both directions. And so this is really a residual measure of economic performance. And I think we won't understand the productivity trend until we get to more steady state performance in the economy, which I'm optimistic that will be the case in 2024. But typically, as you have kind of labor scarcity episodes and high wage inflation, that creates the type of capital investment which does lead to higher productivity numbers. That being said, as we look at forward indicators of capital spending and whatnot, they don't look great. CapEx intentions look pretty poor for the economy at the moment. So there really is kind of a two-way narrative or two-way discussion that we'll have to filter through over the course of this year.
I love the Riccadonna snow globe analog. We will steal that and use that. Carl, if that is the case, we're a fully employed America, but Paul Sweeney and I are getting emails by the hour saying you guys are nuts. How can we have a 4%, sub 4% unemployment rate, and we're getting the emails we're getting? How does that happen?
Well, what's interesting, if we look at the last jobs report, there was some peculiar behavior in labor force participation. Had we not seen those moves, the unemployment rate would indeed be moving above 4%. So there's definitely a down vector on the labor market at the moment. It's been pretty steadily decelerating for the last 24 months, really. And so this may be creating some perceptions of economic weakness, but tying into today's events in New Hampshire, and as we think about the presidential cycle, there's weak economic sentiment from the public, but I think that over the course of this year, as it becomes more apparent that inflation has moderated, and it becomes more apparent that the labor market is still on a relatively healthy footing, this economic messaging, I think, is going to play favorably into incumbent politicians. Most importantly, the top of the ticket, the presidential races are very sensitive to economic conditions. Ronald Reagan said it in 1980, asking voters, "Are you better off than 4 years ago?" And Bill Clinton also honed in on that message in 92 with his unofficial campaign slogan of "It's the economy, stupid."
Exactly.
And I think "It's the economy" is going to resonate with voters. And maybe we saw kernels of that in the last Michigan sentiment survey as well.
Hey, Carl, what are you and the good people at BNP Paribas, what's your economic call here for 2024? Are you in the soft landing camp? Where are you guys?
It's some version of soft landing, so maybe we'll say soft-ish landing, because when you have the fastest and most aggressive Fed tightening campaign in 4 decades, just to think that comes in for a perfect landing, I think is maybe a little bit too optimistic. So we are cognizant that there will be some tensions here between still, very restrictive monetary policy, rising real rates in the economy, at the same time that the labor market and income trends are decelerating. So I think it will be a bumpier version of soft landing that plays out, but I think it will still fall short of what would be called a recession by the Business Cycle Dating Committee. So all in all, it looks to be a decent year ahead.